So, lyrics and songs are a great way to tell stories, and I've noticed that there are themes that have extended generations and genres. Um, and the idea here is that, like, the lyrics overlap. So, why don't you overlap the lyrics and form a new story? So, you're tasked to create a story or extend upon a story by using audio snippets from songs. The trick is you have to use the last word from your clip um, as the first word in your next clip. And hopefully, you'll use probably about 5 different songs and try to get different genres and generations and whatnot in there. So, an example of what I'm talking about is here's a song. It's called Stay by Sugarland. As you can see, here's all the lyrics. The last word is stay. So, in my next song, I'm going to overlap with the first word stay. And their last word is say you will. And happens that Marry Me by Train starts with say you will. And so on and so forth. I did think it was easier to go online and search the lyrics because you could do Control F and find the words you're looking for versus listening to the song and hoping that that one little word is in there or that one phrase is in there. So anyway, your first task you have to do is find the YouTube videos of your song and position them to the point a little bit before the point where you want to start playing. That'll help you with editing. You have a little more room to play around, and it also guarantees that you do have that one word you need to make this project work. So I'm going to go ahead and get my YouTube stuff set up, and then I'll come right back. So I have Audacity over here, and I have my YouTube stations over here. I have all 5 songs already up, and they're already loaded to the point that I need them to be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit record, and then I'm going to hit play over here. Once I do that, you'll see it'll come out in its own little section. Each song gets its own bar or wave thing. I don't actually know what it's called, but it's not that important. So give me a second and we'll see what to do after. So in order to record another clip, it's really easy. Audacity is so simple to use. Just click the end of the waveform that you had just recorded, and that's my Stay by Sugarland. And then you're going to hit record again. And it'll come up on its own little stereo section down below where there's another 2 bars. So sorry if I don't know the wording, it's a little confusing, but I hope you understand by my visuals. So now I've recorded all 5 tracks. I know it looks like nothing, but they're down further along the line, obviously. There we go, that looks better. But this is a little complicated to look at. So what I'm going to use is the time shift function, and I'm going to alternate every other. So song 1 up here, song 2 down here, song 3 up here, song 4 down here. That way it'll give me a chance to overlap, but I will also only be working off of 2 um, lines or 2 whatever it's called of audio. So give me a second and I'll do that. So as you can see, I now only have these 2 tracks here, and that helps a lot with trying to decipher and overlap and everything. To show you how to do that, it's really simple. You just click the piece of audio you want, and you can move it left and right, up and down. It's really simple. So now my goal is I'm going to extend up the waveform a little bit so you can see it better. But there's a lot of, because I did a little over recording, I have to go back and just cut out the pieces I don't need. So I'm going to use the selection tool. I'm going to listen to the song and I'm going to cut out, like, let's say I don't need this piece, and then just Control X. So once I have all my pieces together, I will let you know what the next step is. So now that I've cut out all the parts I don't need, I have everything overlapping, so one starts where the other one ends and vice versa. But that's really not entertaining because the point of this is to show the overlap of songs. So what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to overlap the songs so that way when one song says, like for example, when this ends at stay, this one will be starting at the word stay at the exact same time. That's really easy to do. You're just going to slide things over using the time slide. But it's a lot of testing, hearing to make sure it's good. So I'm going to play around with that and I'll get back to you. So I've overlapped them a little bit, but honestly, it sounds just a whole lot better, and my rule of thumb is to always make it fade in and fade out. So you go to your select tool, highlight, it doesn't matter, just eyeball it just a little bit at the end. Go to effect, and in this case I'd fade out. But over here, I'm going to highlight just a little bit of it, and I'm going to do effect fade in. I'm going to continue that process all the way down. Re-listen to it, make sure they still overlap pretty well, and hopefully that's it. Maybe I have to adjust volume or something, but we'll see once I finish this step. So the last one, I'm going to take a bigger section because it is the last one. I want it to be a more seamless fade out, like a conclusion, and hit fade out. So now I'm just going to go ahead and listen to it, and hopefully it overlaps pretty well. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Love you like me. Why don't you stay? I'm down on my knees. I'm so tired of being lonely. Don't I give you what you need? When she calls you to go, there's one thing you should know. We don't have to live this way. Baby, why don't you stay? Say you will. Together could never be close enough for me to feel like I am close enough to you. You wear white and I wear out the words I love you. And you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. There must be an angel with a smile on her face. When she thought I that I should be with you, you can keep me satisfied.
So I did notice that there's a little hiccup in this section here, and you can even see it on the waveform. Look at that. So I figured out what I did wrong is I must have faded in and not out. So I have to go back and undo this. But once I undo that and fade out instead of in, I'm thinking I might want to overlap a little more, just to give it a even more of effect that these songs do overlap. But after that, all I'm going to do is export it and save it onto SoundCloud. So give me one more minute and we'll see the next step. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with what I got. So I'm going to go up to File and I'm going to export it. You should probably save it first. I didn't in this case. I'm not too concerned about re-editing. And I can also save it after I export it, obviously. So this is just my music folder. I'm going to save it as assignment 1 tutorial, or I guess just assignment 1, because this is not exactly the tutorial. Sorry. And I'm going to hit save. You can fill this out if you want to. It's not actually necessary, because you're not, I mean, unless you have a concern about remembering what it is. I'm not too concerned. So now it's going to be exporting. And now it's an MP3 format, which means you can upload it to SoundCloud, and from SoundCloud you can put it into your blog. So that's it for my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you like this assignment. Have a nice day.